What's going on? Oh, dang, I sound loud. That was gonna be too loud. What's going on, guys? It's another House Husband episode with your boy, Zay Stoven, aka, what was the other name?
Say Pit. Is Pit the grill?
Huh?
Pit's the grill.
Okay, something like that. Anyways, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Chef Boy Z, aka Zay Stoven, back with another video. We are making chicken fettuccine Alfredo from scratch. Well, we're not like raising the chickens or anything, but we're gonna do everything from scratch. We're gonna make our own Alfredo sauce. All the ingredients I'm gonna be using, I'm going to leave those in the description along with their measurements. So then I don't have to keep saying half a teaspoon of this, half a teaspoon of that, 1/4 of whatever. But before we do anything else, I'd like to thank Joanna Gaines for her book. It's Mrs. Gale's Chicken Alfredo. First thing you want to do is wash your hands. Sounds pretty basic. Sounds like something that you should always do, but a lot of people seem to miss it. Don't know why. Most people seem to not realize that these chickens have a lot of things that go on in the factory, and so it's really imperative that you wash your chicken before you do anything, because you never know what goes down in the factories. Next, we have to beat the chicken. We put it in a Ziploc bag, and as ironic as this is going to sound, you want to gently beat the chicken until it's 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick. So you want to Michael Jackson the chicken. Okay. Put the flour in, as well as salt and pepper. Whisk those together. Next, we put in the breadcrumbs in a bowl, as well as the Parmesan cheese, and then we whisk them together until they're nice and blended well. It says to do this in a shallow bowl, but I don't keep many shallow things in my life because I don't need that negative energy. As well as the chicken, we have to Michael Jackson it. Beat it. Alright. We're gonna beat the eggs because it's gonna be part of our batter, I think. Now that we have our chicken and everything is properly prepared, we first put our chicken in the flour mixture. Oh, dredge it. Whatever that means. And then you shake off the excess. And then you put it in the egg and you let it come off. Now that you've done that, you go on to the final one, which is the breadcrumbs. It's a very important one because this is going to make your chicken really, really crispy. Take it off, and then you put on a pan, so then whenever it's time to actually put it in a skillet, then you have that access to just pick it up and put it on. Next, we put the olive oil in the pan as well as the butter, and we're gonna let that happen until it starts to simmer. We will put the chicken inside the pan and let it cook for about 3 minutes on each side, and then flip it. Cook it until it's nicely browned, basically. So it's about 3 minutes. Give or take, however you're cooking it. Just make sure it's on medium heat. You don't want to overcook it and burn it, and then cook it unevenly. Now that that's simmering and bubbling, you want to bring the chickens. Oh shoot! Ah, hot. It's popping. It's popping. You want to put the chicken in without crowding it, because then it just kind of takes away from the other, and then one's going to get cooked well, the other one's not, or they just both won't get cooked well. As you can see, the chicken is nicely browned on one side, and I am now cooking the other. After you finish cooking one chicken, you want to bring the other chickens to be prepared with the same mixture. So you want to add the olive oil and then more butter as needed. Now, you don't want to leave whatever's left for the next chicken because it won't be enough for it to properly cook. Oh, hey honey.
Hey.
So, what are we making?
So I'm doing the Alfredo. And the first thing you gotta do is put it on low heat. You put it in a bowl, maybe like this. And I'm just gonna put butter. So you leave it on low heat, and then you have to let it melt for a little bit. And later on we're going to add some ingredients so it can cook together. So the butter is melting, but it's not completely melted yet. Now I'm gonna add some garlic so they can cook together and simmer together, and it grabs the flavor. And if you don't have actual garlic, but you have like minced garlic like this, just Google how much of this equals cloves. That's what I did. So now let it simmer for about like 2 or 3 minutes. You just gotta pour in 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. 1. Just enough. This is probably the hardest part, but it's not hard. Now you just gotta whisk it together, and it says for 6 minutes. I'm not saying constantly be like that. Remember, you're making Alfredo from scratch, so it's worth the patience. Catch you in 6 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and whisk in the grated Parmesan cheese. I already know how much is in here, I'm not just freelancing it, but. So we gotta whisk that in. Now the recipe also calls for some ground white pepper, and if you don't know what that is, this is what it looks like. It says it's optional. I highly recommend to put it in there because it has a distinct flavor. And honey, did you like the ground white pepper?
Yeah, I sure did.
Okay. Now it's time to add back pasta. And I had this for leftovers, and he had this for leftovers, and I think it was actually better the second day.
So as you can tell, this wasn't even hard to make. You just gotta get in the kitchen and do it.
And 100% shout out to Joanna Gaines. Go get her book because it's an investment.
It really is. It has saved us a lot of time on trying to figure out what we want to eat for dinner, and it saved a lot of arguments too.
Babe.
Like the one we're about to have now. Anyways, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and
Yeah.
thanks, honey.
And comment.
I said like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh.
So, signing off. Bye.